Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is shadow wisdom and how when we have an experience of the shadow, it enriches our experience of life and our our perception of truth and our ability to experience life more fully. So before we get started, let's just take a minute or two to get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding into your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. This time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, energizing all your cells, all your electrons and your molecules, and creating this brilliant beam of vibrant, nourishing light from the inside out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining stress, tension, negativity, fatigue. And now let's just gently press our palms together. Softly, softly, softly rub your fingers against your palms to feel the deliciousness of that sensation and to bring yourselves present right here, right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Rosalind. So good to have you guys here with me this morning. I'm so glad to be here with you. So today we're talking about shadow wisdom, and we all have experiences in life where we pass through darkness, and so many of us are so focused on the light, being the light. You know, that's what we're up to. And the thing is that when there's just brilliant light, we often miss things that are in the corners. We miss the subtleties. We miss the dimensionality of things. Good morning, Dennis. Thank you, sweetheart. We miss the contours of things. If everything is always in brilliant light, we miss some of the details of things that are nuanced in shadow. And going through dark passages changes us, and not necessarily for the worse. It deepens us, right? It tests our mettle, shall we say, and requires us to dig more deeply into our sense of being and our sense of presence, and in questioning the things that we have taken for granted. We come to a deeper place of appreciation and of awareness. And I think it's interesting because so many of us, you know, we have the privilege in life of sailing along like everything is, you know, predictable, and then all of a sudden something happens and everything flies into disarray and unpredictability and confusion. And it's those moments are precious, graced moments because they allow us to calibrate, to reassess, to redefine ourselves. Veronica says, yes, it does. As I found my only son dead, February 28th, 2018. Now my life has forever changed. Veronica, I am so sorry for your loss. I can't even imagine the pain. I can't even imagine. And I'm quite certain your life has forever changed, and hopefully you have found a place of grace to be living from his memory and the gift that he was in your life and in the world. You know, we morph and change. Life changes us, and we change with life, right? And I used to say, whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger, so I encountered a lot of things that felt like they would kill me so that I could get stronger, I guess. But Dennis says, wishing you physical and emotional good health. Thank you so much, Dennis. I'm getting better and better. I feel like I'm finally almost at the place where I can say I kicked COVID. So that kicked COVID to the curb. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's been a passage. And I think as we look at the wisdom of the shadow, what I've noticed is, like, I saw clients yesterday, and there was a difference for me. I was different. And what was different is that I had an edge to use. There was an edge that allowed me to just go right to what was there. No bullshit. No dancing around any issues. Not that I normally do, but there was something different about it. There was an edge. And that edge of clarity, that edge of urgency, that edge of no BS. Like, let's not play around here. Let's do the real work here. No more pussyfooting around, even though we don't really do that. It just felt qualitatively different. And Rosalind says, you can't clean in the dark. Sunlight illuminates dust bunnies. Deep cleaning with a black light flashlight can find soiled areas that aren't visible in the sunlight. My dog used to sometimes pee, and I could find it with a black light. I just gave away a black light to find errant pee from animals. Oh my gosh, so sorry about that. Anyway, that's good stuff. That's the remnants of COVID clearing. So I'm glad for that coughing. But the thing is, no, you can't clean in the dark. But when there's blaring light, sometimes you don't even get to see the corners. Sometimes the light can be so bright that you can't see the corners, and you can't see um, the nuances, because there's just this reflected light. And sometimes having the shadow allows for you to notice the contours, notice the depths, notice dimension in a different way. And that's a really, really important thing. So Rosalind says, so for our spirits, I suppose the black light is our own path to self-discovery. I like that, Rosalind. That's beautiful. So the black light, the wisdom, the shadow wisdom. There is wisdom to the shadow. There is wisdom to pain. And as we move through pain, it allows us to know the depth of our capacity for emotion, not just pain, but if we can feel pain, we can feel pleasure. And Lisa says, good morning, Mira. So good to see you. How are you feeling? Thank you, Lisa. I'm feeling quite a lot better. I'm getting better and better. And my fever's gone, which is awesome. It's been gone for more than a day, which is amazing. And still coughing up some congestion from my lungs, but that's good. Feeling a bit more familiar in my body, which is also good. Yesterday was very weird, very dysphoric. You know, I just really was not in my body. And today I am more so. So that's great. I'm starting to feel more like a human. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. So you have to get that stuff out for sure. For sure. And I started cleaning up Maggie's cages and taking things apart and finding more and more peace with her passing. I think, you know how with metal, how you refine metal by putting it in the flame and pounding it and putting it in the flame and pounding it and putting it in the flame and pounding it. And I think that's what happens to us as humans, that we get refined by the flame. And that flame is often one of deep pain and anguish. And it's very much a part of the human condition. And that honing of our metal is something that deepens our capacity for connection. It deepens our capacity for compassion. It deepens our capacity for life and for perception. That if it were always lollipops and rainbows and unicorns, then the experience of life wouldn't be anywhere near as rich. And so it's interesting. It's interesting to look at the pairing of love and pain. You know, where love can be so elated and so joyful and blissful and magnificent, and on the other side of it can be so devastating and raw and incomprehensible. makes you wonder about this human experience, right? Like, what is it all about? And I tend to think that it is about experience, that it is about expanding consciousness, that it is about the gamut, the magnificent march of emotion and perception and possibility and wonder and tragedy and triumph, and it's all part of this one big beautiful story. Lisa says, yes, it is. People often ask if I would ever want to go back and do this over without the traumas, etc. But that's not me. I'm the totality of my experiences. And that's as we all are, as we all are. You know, I've heard of stories of kids who have been protected from germs. And what happens is that they have no resilience and they get very sick very easily because they haven't had the exposure to the things in life, the challenges in life that they had to grow against. You know, that when we experience resistance, like a plant without any kind of resistance, just will die, it will fall over. It needs the resistance, for instance, of the wind that makes it fight a bit against the wind to stand sturdy. And it needs the weather to be able to build its resilience. And this is how we as humans evolve and grow. If we were just in a little box protected from any kind of tragedy, although we really want to shield the people we love from pain and sorrow, right? But the truth is that experiencing that pain and sorrow is part of what enriches us, is part of what strengthens us and gives us character and allows us to live without the challenges of life and circumstance. We wouldn't be able to survive. So it is something of an irony that in many respects that it is true that whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And we are so remarkably resilient. So remarkably resilient. And as we experience pain, it feels sometimes like it's going to kill us, right? It feels like we're just being torn asunder. And yet we heal. It's just so extraordinary and remarkable that we heal. Good morning, Bernadette. Thank you so much for being here. And the thing about healing is we get to choose. And this is a really, really, really important thing for all of us as we confront our pain and our suffering and our stumbles and falls. We get to choose the way that we heal. to a certain degree, to a great degree. We get to choose whether we heal with bitterness or we heal with gratitude. We get to choose whether we heal with strength and triumph or victimhood. We get to invoke our highest selves as we heal, as we get stronger. We get to choose the lessons that we carry forward. And it takes courage to choose generosity. It takes courage to choose gratitude. And yet, that is the choice that will affirm life for us. Elaine says, life happens through me, for my greater good, for the good of all. All is one. For me, there is no good or bad. It is the totality of living. And contrast, duality in every way that brings me to a state of humility and true grace and gratitude for my life, all of it. Beautifully said, Elaine. And I've said many times that one of the hypotheses that I live with is that life is happening not to me, but for me and through me. And it's a gift and a privilege to recognize our choice in how we integrate the experiences of life. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you were able to stop in before work. You have a wonderful day as well. And so we are our own stewards, and it sometimes feels like life happens to us. It does sometimes feel that way. And if we can stop and pause and allow ourselves to entertain that perhaps life is happening for us and through us rather than to us, then perhaps we can source the gift in whatever the darkness that might be that we're passing through. And we can't abide in light all the time, right? We can't sleep in the light. We need the darkness to be able to sleep. We need to be able to close our eyes. We need the contrast. We need the variety. And all of it enriches us and enlivens us and affirms us. And so we have the ability to find our strength, not just in moments of light, but as we pass through the shadow. And the shadow has much wisdom to share. In fact, it's the shadow that deepens the light. And it provides the contrast that enables us to see. We see through contrast. We see through contrast. And so we can allow ourselves to embrace and appreciate and feel gratitude for the shadow and its deepening and its lessons and its edge and its clarity and its sometimes harshness, because it can wake us up to a new place of being, a new perception, new awareness. And so with that, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me, for being by my side through what's been a dark passage for me. And I have such gratitude and appreciation for you. Elaine says all is well, even when it doesn't look or feel like it is. And if you move to the heart, you'll find peace and comfort there beyond the mind of trying to understand, but move deeper into the peaceful stillness within. That's really true, Elaine. Bernadette says the shadow can be very dark. That's when I hand out flashlights to help one find its way back. That's beautiful, Bernadette. Yep, flashlights can be a really big help. And so thank you all for the light that you are and for engaging in these conversations so candidly and authentically and sharing your hearts and souls. And that's it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection. And I go live here on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page each weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. So please check out all the other awesome programming on Enlightened World Network. And I just want to thank you again for being such a rich, rich contribution to my days with so much love and gratitude. Till next time.